Good night there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first of what should hopefully be ice cream truck out front going the first what should hopefully be the first of many streams to come. Just change the video a little bit. I've slightly decreased the bitrate on it, so hopefully it will play smooth. Now, starting about 10-15 minutes early, I'm going to do a quick mess around of the base. We're going to butcher a few more animals, get some food. And I realised something I forgot to do. I forgot to change what game I'm playing on Restreams. That helps a lot. Yep.
With the additional information available to me, I've detected multiple new memory boards.
Yes, and I'll go do them.
The details are available in the situation report.
I'll do the memory boards in a bit. We've also got no idea how the volumes are. Hopefully they're not too bad. But I do remember, although I do tend to do that a lot. I've got to say one thing and then completely derail myself by starting a new thread of thought, not a new forum thread, but yeah. And punch it out and stab it. And I've completely forgot what I was going to say. If I'm appearing a bit scatterbrained, I haven't slept yet since yesterday. It's been very hot, very uncomfortable.
Eating raw meat is dangerous. Doing so will make you sick, so be sure to cook it properly.
That was the general idea. By moving things around, I meant this. Get rid of the rubbish in our build area and get a few materials from it. Yes, I already have a stupidly high amount for this point in the game. That's neither here nor there. Maybe I should have done this before I started streaming, but it is early and it gives me time to rabbit on and maybe formulate some plans in my mind. Well, if we've got the stuff, we might as well use it, so just sneeze on. Bless me. So we are going to have I just realised it's 4 slots, so we'll have a hanging campfire there. We'll throw in a smoker next to it, so that's our cooking area. question is where to put the rest of the stuff. I'm not going to put any of them down because you don't really unlock them until you do missions later, so and there's no point having them because you don't have any people to supply them with. Weapons workbench, we'll put advanced workbench there, and advanced gear bench. Gadgets can go over here, and I don't think I have an advanced medical workstation yet. And that's pretty much everything I want to put down at the moment, because that's all you would really have. Well, even putting down the advanced versions is a bit much. But I'm not going to spend so much time worrying about not having clean water, because I did panic quite a lot while playing it the first time. Just numb on these wild berries. And have a bottle of clean water. Okay, so the next missions are to go and get these memory boards and see exactly what they are. Get research data. So we'll run after them very slowly. This really does feel like running slowly. I suppose it'd be the same if I started Metal Gear Solid 5 all over again. Without the updates, well, not the updates, the upgrades, you do run very slowly in that game to start with. But it's the same with almost any game. Pickable plant? No, it's not. I thought that was a plant I could pick up, but it appeared it was not.
A memory board is nearby. Prepare yourself for what may lie ahead, and then go secure its data.
Scavenging materials along the way. Wholesale pick up chairs and put them in my back pocket.
Access the memory board and secure its data.
I will first, but I'm going to pick up this dirty canteen full of dirty water, and a damaged air tank, because that'll be very useful later. Very necessary later.
Acquired from memory board. I will analyze it. Return to base.
I'm not going to say it's an ambush, but they are coming thick and thin. Oh, completely missed that then. Ooh, double kill. There's still more of them. It ain't no danger, not yet. It's just free Cuban energy. Oh yes, before I forget. No, you can't actually alter the proper volumes, which is a bit weird, but okay. I was hoping to like turn down some of the sound settings, but I guess I can't. Oh, that was the thread of thought I had earlier, which I derailed myself. I noticed while I was editing the other video that during the cutscenes, not the actual gameplay, but during the cutscenes, the spoken volume was very quiet most of the times. While other times it was quite loud. It was a bit weird. Yeah, these things, they ain't no trouble. With the plain old wanderers, the most issue you'll have with them.
I checked the body you discovered against the data available to me. The deceased was a member of the Karen Corps. His name was Joel Martin. Cause of death appears to be blood loss from gunshot wounds.
What, did he kill himself? The gunshot wound. Why would he have a gunshot wound? I don't want to say another person killed him, but sounds like another person may have killed him. Or, like they shot himself because he didn't want to become one of the walkers. Yeah, and the walkers. The main issue you'll have with them is if you try and take them on with melee, because they tend to kind of stun lock you a bit. You can do quite a bit of damage. Or they'll be in the dust. And when they're in the dust, the main issue you'll have is getting rid of them in a timely enough manner that you don't run out of oxygen. That was the third thing I mentioned in the first one. Water, food and oxygen.
With this memory board data, another phase of my memory restoration is complete. You can now craft an air tank.
Yay! So completing the gold missions tends to give you recipes as well. So if you're playing it first, I would advise that you do those. Pardon me. Until you come to what will be the second base defense. You should know which one it is by that point. Let's have a look. Any type of wanderer, no special conditions, so no specific weapon use. Because some of them it'll be use a two-handed weapon or a one-handed weapon or stuff. Craft any medical supplies. Gather any chemicals. Won't come across mortars, or the mortar enemy, like you got walkers and stuff, until we get to the second map, and we won't get to the second map for a long time. Same for Ursids. Oh, I could be wrong, an Ursid could be some kind of farm animal we kill for meat. It's a matter of me just simply not knowing. Oh, to make Griff happy, it is a bit early to be wearing this specific item of clothing, but what's he gonna do, eh? He wanted me to have a cowboy hat, so I've got a cowboy hat. Nope, distractions out of the way, let's go to the second memory board. And if I remember correctly, and I do, this one's a little more difficult than the last one. I wonder if you'd get a full Mountie outfit. That'd be pretty cool.
A memory board is nearby.
Whoa.
You are likely to encounter wanderers. Proceed with caution.
Said that a bit late, lad. I could go in and kill them all, but there are quite a few of them. And at this point in the game, with the weapons I've got, I wouldn't want to test it. So we go in the old Metal Gear Solid way, and going around the back. Nope, he's going up there, so I'll sneak my way through here. starting to get a bit dark as well. That could be an issue. I may have to turn the brightness up just a tad. Oh, well, they've seen me. I twitched and completely missed. These particular ones don't climb, so I'm not all that worried about them spotting me. I'm not going to say I'm rushing this, but I'm rushing this just a little bit. More lockpicks.
Access the memory board and secure its data. Acquired from memory board.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the second one.
Return to base camp.
1 second, I'm just messing around on my laptop. The joys of a laptop. Don't really need to open this door as well, but I will. We've been out of sight long enough that they can't see me. Let's stack it in our favour even more. Oh, one spotted me, damn it. Or did he spot me? Was it just a shadow? So I could go up behind them and start killing them all one by one, but that'd be being nasty, that'd be picking on them. When I first came through here I thought he could like climb up there. It'd be pretty cool if he could, but I don't think he can. That doesn't... Although maybe if you were to put a ramp there you could. Maybe this might be something up there. Something to try out in the future. Well, if I was playing this on European Extreme mode of the other ones, I would be so dead by now. Yeah. No need to warn me every blooming time. Let me just nom on some carrots. Ooh, headshot. Get in my belly. Or in the future, get in my belly. Yeah, if you remember on the map, small animal detected around here. This one is a carnivore. And I'm gonna use a little bit of cheaty knowledge because I know the one over there is not a carnivore. It's more sheep. Ah, come here. You will be my food. You can pick it up, you can probably eat it. I have a feeling there's going to be elements of this game which are emulated very well in Fallout 76 when that is released. Like going out, finding things, bringing them back to base and using them to make things at base. Things that make you stronger so you can go out and get even better and bigger and crazier things. Base camp's over there. Don't mind me, I'm going to lie down while I run very slowly.
Time to analyze the data. Please synchronize your iDroid with me here.
That's the plan.
Partial memory restoration complete. I've also reassembled fragmented data.
With this data recovery, you can now use the skill trainer. By using the power of Kuban energy to strengthen your body, you can learn special abilities called skills. They're all beneficial to you, so try to learn as many as you can.
I detect a memory board within the dust.
Begin your search.
Later, I'm going to explain a few things. Now, if you remember, I don't know if you remember, I don't think it's been mentioned, but the character you are, the main character here, he pretty much just joined Soldiers Without Borders. I'm not going to try and pronounce it as it is. Basically, Big Boss is military before Diamond Dogs. And he's a rookie. He's not particularly good at anything. He's just your average soldier. This, with enough Cuban energy, turn you into a Big Boss wannabe. It not just enhances your stats, but it also teaches you things like how to punch harder. And how to run faster. Already faster. Now by this point I'm going to need a improvised binoculars. They were unlocked. Was it the gearbox? Or was it clothes? Ah, it was clothes. Where the air tank. We had that at this point. That would be one of the mission objectives, because I think this next board is out in the dust.
You've prepared an air tank. You can now enter the dust.
Having crafted an air tank, you can now operate within the dust. However, the tank is only so big. If the oxygen in it runs out, your life will begin to drop. If you're low on oxygen, you can use Kuban energy to replenish it. You can take advantage of this feature from your iDroid.
I'm going to be equipping things how I can vaguely remember around the times that I got them in the last one. So just imagine how I am picking up these blueprints as I go along. Don't think I got the survival machete just yet. I think I got the slingshot, but not a pistol. Okay, we've got some bottles as well. That's not on that, would it be? Manly possessions, yes, that's the one. I was gonna go to that watering hole, fill up a load of bottles and then make them, but I'm just gonna throw a couple of bottles into my inventory. Now, something I have noticed, you can convert dirty water into a canteen, and or you can put like 3 clean waters or 2 clean waters or whatever into a canteen, but you can't do anything with a canteen full of dirty water. You can't convert that into bottles, you can't steam it. Or if you can, I haven't got the recipes for it yet, so all you can really do is discard it, so... Fortunately, that just empties the water. The actual canteen does go into your inventory, ready to be filled up with water again. Oh yes, something else which you will unlocked at this point. You had wooden fences and normal fences with barricades, and they were it. Oh, you also had them. You had laws. I don't think you had Molotov cocktails just yet. You had beacons. And that's about it. Of course, you've got the medicine you can make. And ooh, I've got none on me. I think on the first run through, you start with like 2 or 3 of these. Considering that I don't actually have any on me, I'm gonna make 2 of each. Yeah. There is a healing system in this game, which is pretty cool. Very Metal Gear Solid 3-esque. It's definitely a refinement over the Metal Gear Solid 5 version, which is just lie down and snap your knee back into place. If I get slapped around a bit, I will be able to cure myself a little bit. Although it does take a while. If you were to say get hit, get knocked on your ass, stand up, and you're bleeding or such, to do that you'd have to go to this menu, press right, and then you hold your button in and account, like in the middle you see that circle, with the circle that's how much water you've got, like your first level. There'll be a circle around like an extra one of those, which will shrink as you hold X. So it isn't an instantaneous heal. It does take a while to apply things to like bandages and stuff. Of all the things you can find out here in the open, you usually find the best equipment, gear, and whatnot out in the wastes. Distance on that. Nubian meat and Nubian liver. No idea what you do with Nubian liver yet. I'm guessing it's a higher tier crafting ingredient for food.
Entered the dust. It really is like a sea of dust in there, given how thick it is. The visibility isn't good, but try to remain calm as you go about your search.
Your oxygen will decrease while you're in the dust. Always keep an eye on your One other important point. While in the dust, your stamina consumption is greater than normal, so be careful of that as well.
Yep, I'm about to say, navigating in the dust can be a bit of a bitch, especially if you haven't navigated in it already. But once you have been in it already and gone back, if you backtrack over where you've been, you can still use like your iDroid map and stuff. But if you're in an area which is unexplored, you get no assistance. The only way to tell if you're heading towards safe ground or not is in the distance you can see like the signal lights. I'll turn around so you can see what I mean. Those signal lights, and there'll be different ones. You can also see chests as well from quite far away.
That memory board is nearby. Go secure it. I'd say you're getting the hang of this routine.
I'll say. Well, they spotted me. Really thought I was out of sight, but okay. Yeah, these take so little to kill right now. It'll be later on when it will come to a point where my survival bow just does not do enough damage. It takes like 5 or 6 hits to kill one of them. That's when sneaking around and being a sneaky sneak is very useful. Because you can one-shot them by stabbing them in the back of the neck. Of course, you also get better weapons as well. As you level up, as you level up and explore further into the area. Oh, see what I mean by white? You can see a chest in there. As you expand further into the dust, the enemies level up. For every level, you get 100 more Cuban energy from them. So at level 20, you'll get like 2,000. There are quite a few of them around, so let's try and not get spotted, shall we? Missed. There we go.
Access the memory board and secure its data.
You can find medicine and all sorts in here. They've noticed a noise, they haven't noticed me. Now these chests can be a bitch if you get them wrong, because they make noise and they drag walkers in from miles. Materials case, weapons case. Sure. So you'd usually get blueprints out of that. So you do get blueprints out of specific chests. That is nice to know. So I won't be getting more blueprints.
Data acquired from memory board. I will analyze it. Return to base camp.
Well, I could do that, but I remember noticed there's another glowy thing in there. But there are a lot of people around.
Keep an eye on your remaining oxygen. Captain, supply yourself with oxygen by using Kuban energy. You can supply yourself with oxygen from your iDroid.
I could, and it's fairly easy and quick to do. But I'm not gonna. 'Cause I shouldn't need it. Oh shit, there's one right there. Well, going up. Kind of wasting my arrows, but meh. Nice cowboy hat, yeah. Yes, Griff will appreciate the cowboy hat. Will I have time before I have to run back screaming? Harvest a little energy and get some of my arrows back. You still don't understand how the game can be connected to Snake? Well, it isn't. It's in the same world as Metal Gear, but that's about it. I mean, the main character is a member of Snake's private military, the original one, not Diamond Dog. And that's about all the connections you need to know. I got a long way around. In my way, and I'm running out of oxygen. Hello. Goodbye.
You're nearly out of oxygen. Supply yourself with oxygen by using Kuban.
Never! Or at least not quite yet.
You're clear of the dust.
Yay!
Since you're no longer in it, you're no longer on oxygen.
And don't worry, your oxygen supply will be replenished automatically when you return to base camp.
In my opinion, this game, it had no need to be called Metal Gear. They just used that for brand recognition. It could have and should have been its own IP. They should have done what they did with Kingdom, well, what Square and Disney did with Kingdom Hearts, and have it so this is its own unique new IP. But because it's set in a different universe, this like hell, this Dite, and there are like wormholes which lead into the Metal Gear universe. It should have just been this world and portals leading into all kinds of different Konami-owned worlds. It would have been a lot better.
To analyze the data.
They really dropped the ball there, I think.
Synchronize your iDroid with me here.
So how I think it would have worked better is you didn't have to have been a member of Snake's initial military. Let's pause this here while I procrastinate that. It could have been, you could have just been a normal soldier. Hell, you could have been Joe Dick walking down the shops for all it really needs. All it really would have needed was to have had a portal, a wormhole open up and pull you in like it did this guy. You lose your arm, you wake up 6 months later, and you find out that your government knows about the wormholes and you're infected. You have to go to that place. You've got a new mission. And then while you're here, you could find characters and links from Metal Gear, because there could be portals going to that world as well. You could find links to all other kinds of Konami products. Hell, you could have links in for Silent Hill characters in it as well. It was a whole big universe they could have taken advantage of, but they didn't, which is a real shame. Because, like I say, there was a lot of potential in it. But as it is, the gameplay is fun, and that's all you really need.
Captain, there is one item to report. Regarding the latest recovery...
Hang on a minute, you mind? There's something I've been thinking about. The body of that Charon Corps member. The one you got the damaged air tank from. He'd been shot. Needless to say, we haven't seen any wanderers with guns. Meaning, he had to have been killed by a person. Right? What's that all about?
That is unclear. All we can say is that if people are killing each other here, that is an illogical thing.
Humans are an illogical species.
My point is, these incidents don't make sense. If my theory is correct... forget it. Sorry for butting in. Continue with what you were gonna say.
Getting back to the report, Captain. The data you recovered revealed the location of a wormhole transporter. Wormhole transporters are devices utilizing wormhole technology, which enable instant transportation between two distant points.
2 points. So we can use this thing to get home?
Unfortunately, the wormhole we can generate with this device is structurally different from the one needed to return home. Therefore, it can only be used for transporting matter within this world. Nevertheless, This device should allow us to explore a much greater area than before, while maintaining base camp as our base of operations.
Elliot, this dialogue is dumb. Yeah, is it the dialogue as in the voice acting or the actual dialogue? It's both a little dumb.
Currently, all devices are offline. To use them, you'll need to access them directly and restart their system.
But the voice acting makes it feel even dumber.
Despite the potential danger, we should bring these devices back online in order to increase our area of operations.
Hello, Delta Blue 45 over on Twitch.
Wormhole transporters allow you to travel a great distance in the blink of an eye. To facilitate future exploration, I suggest you reactivate this one.
I took the liberty of marking its predicted location on the map. Open your iDroid to see where this is.
Can you possibly speak any slower? And how's your day, Delta Blue? We also have Elliot over on YouTube. And yes, the premise of the game is very similar to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. If you've ever played the game. I haven't played it, but I've seen other people play that game. A 2D roguelike. In fact, let's get the reports first before I do that, because I'll get more chests. Or cases. Yes, climb the radio towers to increase the open areas. Well, close, but not quite. It's more unlock them to unlock fast travel points. And you need the fast travel points because you don't have a lot of oxygen. A broken crowbar, broken harness, and a broken skull cap. They'll probably stay broken. Well, I do have the gear to make them. Well, I might not use them myself, they will be useful for later. Things we haven't technically unlocked yet. Loot boxes! Well, they're technically not loot boxes. But at the same time they are. It's a bit weird. They're not loot boxes you buy. There are plenty of things Konami have made that you have to buy to get extra slots, but they aren't them. Or at least that isn't the only way to get them. Yeah. Let's change equipment. Throw on the survival machete now, because I think I would have unlocked that. Might as well put my +5 one on. Because I could have put that myself. I won't put my guns on, I wouldn't have unlocked them by this point. Oh yeah, I've also got some of like the beta things for being in the beta. The problem with these are, if you have any of these on, when you go into the dust, even if you've just got this, you don't actually get to see the mask on his face, and it's something which bugs me. $125 arrows. This technically is not a Metal Gear game. Technically, I would agree with that. It's a survival base building game using the Fox engine. Okay then. If you've ever played Metal Gear Solid 5, you know what these are. You don't even unlock about 3 of each of these at the moment, by this point in the game. Why can't they just give you the items as mission reward? They have to bombard you with all the bling bling casino noises. Well, it's all about the pachinko machines, apparently. Although, one of the Konami American places isn't as bad as the headquarters in Japan. For that kind of things. In fact, why don't we read these or listen to them?
Investigation Day 3. The purpose of this voice log is to serve as a record of my activities here, separate from my official reports to Wardenclyffe Section HQ. I find this place to be much like our own world, except everything is in ruins. It's known as Littica, a name borrowed from a city in hell that appeared in Dante's The Divine Comedy. Personally, I don't believe in hell, but if it did exist, I imagine it looked a lot like this. I'm Chloe Dubois, a researcher assigned to Wardenclyffe Section and member of the Caron Corps, which was formed to investigate this world. For those of you that slept through your college lit class, Caron is also taken from Dante's seminal work. He's the ferryman who carries departed souls across the river to the afterlife. It was Goodluck who came up with both names. Goodluck was always a fan of Dante's works, but I never cared for such flights of fancy. Although I respect him immensely, I don't understand his interest in such unscientific pursuits. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. My role in the Corps is focused on research, but I have also been given authority over this particular investigation. I guess you could say I'm something of this squad leader. My father invested heavily in this project, which played no small part in my assignment for sure, but we need not get into that. Even though I am technically the leader, the base camp facility is actually managed by Virgil AT9, an artificial intelligence developed by Goodluck himself. Apparently, she is responsible for communications, data analysis, and facility operations. She uses the instruments we carry on us to manage the data we gather in regards to our experiments, as well as the collection of the Kuban energy necessary for controlling the wormhole. To be honest, Goodluck's programming is nothing short of revolutionary, and that is putting it mildly. It's almost as if his mind alone is centuries ahead of us. Perhaps the most interesting thing is that Virgil's responses to our queries are strangely human-like.
Reactivate the wormhole transporter.
In a solemn tone.
The transporter coming back online will attract the enemy's attention, so stay alert.
Possesses a keen sense of humor.
Our apologies. With our memory loss, we were a little slow off the mark in informing you of this.
Virgil.
Before you activate
Shut
the
up.
transporter, be sure you're ready to defend it.
Any rate,
It's just like on Metal Gear when I'm trying to listen to the Metal Gear trailer music. while
I am here to
stealthily
research
sneaking through
wormhole-related
somebody's
technology,
base, and
as well as
Miller decides
investigate
to
the
open his
wondrous
trap.
ecology. One of the main objectives of my research is to find a way for us to manually control these wormholes. There is a material in this world known as Kuban energy, which we believe is essential to controlling wormholes. As such, we must harvest as much of it as possible. If we can eventually perfect this technology, we will be able to instantly transport objects anywhere on the planet. Indeed, we may finally be able to realize the world system that Nikola Tesla proposed so long ago. However, the technology is incomplete, and opinions as to its viability vary widely within our section. I understand Good Luck's belief that we should proceed with caution, but as a scientist, it's impossible for me to ignore the new possibilities that will be open to us. I managed to overcome Good Luck's personal objections and be assigned to the team in order to continue my wormhole research on the cutting edge of the field. I figured that if I didn't, I would never be able to catch up with him. It is my desire to be the one to finally find that which has managed to elude Good Luck for so long.
In the infamous words of Finn Steele, I'm a stealth god. When it comes to these teleport gates you can unlock, one thing to do is, if you're not confident you have appropriate gear, equipment or whatnot to actually defend it, you can go around and thin the herd a little bit, kind of like I just did down there. It'll mean there'll be less walkers or whatever enemy types attracted when you use it. Get that for the wood. Gunpowder. Gunpowder and wood for me smoker. Well, you need wood for the smoker, not gunpowder. That'd be a bit much. Gunpowder to make bullets, or more importantly, turrets for later. Much later, but still later. Now, I've thinned the herd a little bit, but I haven't thinned it completely. But I'm confident in my skills, as epic and godlike as they are. And my cowboy hat.
The enemy has been drawn to the energy surge. Defend the transporter until the reactivation process is complete.
If you had a spear, you could actually use the spear and punch through that, but you can't with a knife.
Supply yourself with oxygen.
You can with a bow and arrow though.
You can supply yourself with
In this one, they'd be coming from two places. Down there, but I may have killed all of the ones in that area, and towards this one. And the first time I did play this, I failed because they swarmed me and I wasn't prepared. Pretty much any Metal Gear game I play, or at least Metal Gear 5, whenever there's a new mission, I always go into it really slowly and apprehensively. Oh, here they are. Here they're coming. So I'm probably going to be doing some of these missions in a fraction of the time that I originally did them in. There's also the fact that I have more resources. Denied. Ow. There's some actually coming from this side. I don't need to worry about them. Because when that counts down, that does a kind of shockwave explosion thing which kills them all.
The wormhole transporter has been reactivated. Objective complete. Please return at once.
Got a little tense at the end there, but hey, wasn't so bad. Teleportation! This changes everything.
With the transporter reactivated, you can now move more quickly and safely.
Yeah, that's one of like 10. And the rest of them are not going to be quite so easy. Teleportation looks painful. Well, it looks painful, but it's no more painful than Star Trek teleportation. It's essentially the same thing.
Should you discover other transporters during your searches, I recommend reactivating them as well.
Teleportation of matter. I would have thought this kind of technology exists. But now that I've seen this, I know I'm right.
Right about what?
How a group like the Charon Corps, who were this advanced, got wiped out. It wasn't wanderers. It was people. Though whether it was some kind of internal conflict or an outside force, I don't know.
That is illogical. As we discussed before, in an environment such as Detae's, there can be no advantage to humans working against one another.
After all, you and the captain were technically members of opposing forces. Yet here you are, working together.
Yeah, well, people don't always do the smart thing. And I make no promises I won't shoot the captain in the back if I have to.
It's not dumb dialogue, it's dumb presentation of the dialogue.
Look, you just watch out. If we do come across survivors here, do not let your guard down.
I mean, I play
Same goes
visual
for me.
novels and shit, so the dialogue isn't that bad. It's just presented really badly. Mainly because of Virgil. When everybody else is talking and conversing, it isn't quite so bad. Sure, it would have been better to see it in actual cutscenes, with them walking around and interacting, but while there are some of them, there aren't as much. I think they kind of went for a Metal Gear Peace Walker style, but they didn't have quite the same cool effects.
Within the wormhole.
It was very stylized, the Peace Walker cutscenes like that.
Form analyzed. It's a military helicopter. Control has been lost. At this rate, it will crash. I've marked the presumed crash site on the map.
You might come across some supplies or even survivors. Why don't you go take a look?
Captain, go and investigate the helicopter crash site.
Wait, I'm against that. Say we're going to scavenge supplies. We should scope it out for a while before moving in, right?
Your proposal is extremely illogical. Taking into account crash trajectory, fuselage damage level, and other factors, the chances of survival currently stand at approximately 11.2%. This will decrease by 3% every hour. The sooner we check for survivors, the better.
Survivors are the problem. You feel like having this conversation again?
But securing personnel will be essential to completing the mission.
Well, I guess that's that. You're the captain. It's your call.
Yeah, we're going to need people to farm the potatoes for us.
I have updated the situation report.
It's not that you don't raise a valid point, Mr. Reeve, but this is part of the mission. You should go and investigate the crash site.
Yay! What random weapon is it going to give me this time? A broken battle axe and a broken t-shirt. Hiccup. The battle axe might be useful, but I'm going to stick with me stabby stabby McStabby stab. And yes, I am desensitized to dumb dialogue, and it does help a lot in life. Who like you wouldn't believe? Second speed. I'm not going to bother with health, although I might increase stamina, although it only increases it by like, what, 100 points? You've seen some other guy in a cutscene, he disappeared. Do you mean Good Luck? The black dude? Or do you mean the other soldier guy? Because the soldier guy is here, but Good Luck was on the other side of the wormhole talking to us while the wormhole was open. The wormhole closed, so he can't talk to us anymore. Which is sad. One more point. Combat step, that is a very useful skill. But quick hands is probably going to be even more useful. So with 20 dexterity, I'm twice as fast as when I started. Yay! I run quite fast. I'm not extremely fast, but I'm quite fast. So then, bum, 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 bum. At this point, I think you would have the Burkoff unlocked and a slingshot. I'm not going to make any of them, but yeah, you'd have them unlocked. Let's repair my survival knife, and my survival bow. They're pretty much the only weapons we're going to be using for quite a while, apart from maybe Molotov cocktails or something. I would have got the Soviet combat pants at this point as well. Let's make them and equip them. And I may have also got the Soviet light chest rig at this point as well. No real difference between using that and the BDUs. Sure, a little extra defense means you get a slightly less chance of... you take slightly less damage, and with higher defense, there's slightly less chance of like taking wounds and stuff from hits. I probably won't be changing anything more until I get to about the time I got the tactical vest or tactical scarf, because that's when the defense really increases. I won't be using the balaclava. I'll be going straight to the hunter's hat when that comes around, but that'll be way, way, way later. What I will be making is some more normal fences. And some Molotov cocktails. I wouldn't have the strengthened Molotov cocktail or the grenades yet. I don't know if I would have the flashlight yet either. And normally you'd probably build fences like all the way around the base, but I'm not going to bother doing that just yet, because the base doesn't get attacked until way later, and you get to choose before it gets attacked. So there's an inactive wormhole transporter there. There's one there. Should we go up and get this one first, and then get this one after?
I am recording this while observing the Wanderers from a distance. They are strange creatures, seemingly able to continue communicating even after losing their heads. I will never get used to it, no matter how many times I see it. Since we launched our investigation, the cameras in our drones have spotted numerous human-like metallic crystalline life forms. Basically, they are the organisms referred to as Wanderers by Wardenclyffe section. Although we know that Wanderers are strange and unique organisms that take human hosts, we are yet to find any humans not already infested. Wanderers apparently got their name from their tendency to wander aimlessly about Detail until they come into contact with us. At present, the only thing we know about them is they are extremely sensitive to sound. Most Wanderers have poorly developed eyesight, but have offset that with hypersensitive hearing. Still, there is much that we do not know about their ecology. Naturally, we plan to continue our research until all of these questions
Pay
are...
attention to your stamina. You should rest before you're out of gas.
I wish you could turn them tips off, because they say it every time you get low on stamina. I don't know about the superposition at the bottom right. I'm guessing it's effective this world, like the universe they're in. Maybe the gas or something. But considering it's like 8 years before Metal Gear Solid 5, so I would just assume it's probably something like the iDroid version 1.2 or something. Because that does seem to be what it says when it stabilizes most. Ah, random wormhole. They usually drop stuff. Sometimes it's good stuff. Most of the times it's not. Paper. And a bottle. Is somebody playing spin the bottle? Should I go kill heavy on them?
Activate the wormhole transporter and expand the area you can search.
Later. Yeah, I don't know why they did that either, Elliot. I mean, there's no reason to have it do that. Just have it as the iDroid 1.127 or something. Oh, that was a bit late. He used to be an adventurer. I'm not even going to dignify that with an ending. That. Oh, that's another one. Somewhere where happened fairly close, but I don't know what it did. Not what it did, where it did it. One problem with all the dust, you can't see shit. I think that's far enough. But you never know. It could be not far enough. And they could all come running for me when I set this up. I'm man enough to admit that scared the shit out of me. When you're not expecting it, you think you're safe. Blooming jump scares. I say, where's your instinct radius there, mate?
Keep an eye on your remaining oxygen. Captain, supply yourself with oxygen by using Kuban energy. You can supply yourself with oxygen from your iTroid.
I could, but I'm gonna wait until the last second before I do that. It's Friday and I think someone's going out tonight because I can smell perfume or something wafting in from the other room. It's burning my eyes. Elliot, go make some coffee. We still have a contingency to beat tonight, don't we? It might indeed be the last
Enemy has been drawn to the energy surge.
last night we do on Stellaris.
Stand the transporter until the reactivation process is complete.
For this match, anyway. Whee! Whee! Give back my arrows.
The wormhole transporter has been reactivated.
All of my arrows are on the other side. Go out with 80 arrows, come back with 42. That's going to happen a lot. We got some shit. Yeah, the amount of Cuban energy needed increases quite rapidly. Well, make some more strength, because it doesn't just increase the damage you do to enemies, it also increases the damage you do when you well, beat the crap out of boxes. Craft, not customize, repair. It's not so bad. It's 4% on the knife. Okay, this here. So what we'll do is we'll teleport to Transporter 2 and work our way up there. No, didn't mean to go into that. While we're doing that, we'll have another conversation with our lovely French. I think it was French accent. I've genuinely forgotten. My mind's bleh. French researcher.
Investigation day 31. Our communications with headquarters have been unstable lately. It appears to be due to excessive wear on our communications equipment. We are consulting with the tech team as to the feasibility of procuring replacement parts. Failing that, we are likely to lose communications completely at some point. On the other hand, our research into the Wanderer's ecology is proceeding quite well. One thing we learned is that they seem to possess a shared consciousness. That would definitely explain everything we observed so far. This was one of our most recent discoveries. We captured one and tried to take it back with us, but other nearby Wanderers immediately began to converge on us, almost as if our prisoner had given off some kind of distress signal. As a result, we were able to come up with a hypothesis regarding this shared consciousness. The crystalline structures within the Wanderers' bodies appear to be made of Kuban energy. We've theorized that they use such energy to communicate with each other in a manner similar to the wormhole technology. With this hypothesis in mind, I would like to continue our investigation. There is one more thing I must mention. We have determined that the crystalline structures on the Wanderers' backs envelop the human brain at the point of contact, and then solidify there. It may be that by destroying these crystals, we can stop the Wanderers from functioning. According to the research team, the most effective way of dealing with the Wanderers is to sneak up behind them and destroy the crystalline structure with a knife.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Like any other living organism, they cannot function without a brain.
Not sure how to get up there, but a bit high. Get that. Hey, colour variant. The f was that? You went. Yeah, there's some scary shit in this game. Do I have? Yes, I do have that. So there was something around here. So I could go for that. Or for that, rather. I'm going to go up here and see if I can find what that was. There was also a glint of a chest up here, I think. Yep, a glint of a chest. Let's take this out Rambo style. Too short. Still too short. There we go. Right there. Half melded with the rock. Someone did a lookout point. I don't see you there. That's a tank. A bit of a ruined tank, but still a tank. Give me that lovely, lovely Cuban energy. I'll use it to make me nice and strong. Back for you in a minute. Going hell for leather for all of these resources, which I really don't need just yet. Not going to stop me from collecting them, but yeah. A Sharon Corp supply crate. Ooh, a recipe I haven't actually got yet. BDU's lower. So basically, if I open any of those chests to find that, hey, there's actually a recipe in, it's one I probably haven't found yet, and there are a lot of them, spread out all over the place. Plastics and stuff, not interested. Bom 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 bom. Normally this would be in the way because there is a door there which leads into the place I have to go. Do I actually not have one equipped? Because that would be amusing. Oh no, it's not that I don't have one equipped, it's that I don't have the ability to yet.
Life form detected at helicopter crash site. I've also identified multiple wanderers. Approach with caution.
Huh. No. Approach with Molotovs. I'll be back for you lot later. So I'm running fairly low on oxygen and I don't want to test it.
There is a vehicle near the helicopter. It appears to be an ambulance. It seems as though they've arrived here from the same location. Also, from the equipment of the helicopter's passengers, we determined their affiliation. They were soldiers with XOF.
Burn. Oh, there's a rock there. Now I could, in fact, now I'm gonna have to, for the first time.
Dies, the mission will have been for nothing.
Oh shit, Virgil.
Please consider the target's safety as well.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to convert some Cuban energy into some oxygen. Come on, fellas, follow me.
You're nearly
Yeah,
out
good
of
point.
oxygen. Supply yourself with oxygen by using Kuban energy.
It isn't an unlimited source, the Cuban energy, for that. Every time you do it, the condition of your oxygen tank decreases by 10%, and the amount of Cuban energy needed increases.
The enemy has been drawn to the energy surge.
Mhm.
Defend the transporter until the reactivation process is complete.
So I'll be back after this to clear this area out. Pick her up, put her down, pick her up, put her down. This poor lass.
Thank you. That helped.
What's your name?
Miranda. Oh. Yeah. I remember. It was just like any other night. I was out on a call with the doctor when we lost contact with the hospital. We drove back as fast as we could, but the hospital was on fire.
Ooh. She's in the same uniform as the nurses from that were at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 5, which were looking after Snake. So they were they were going back as Snake was making his escape. Ooh, I've just recognised that.
And if that wasn't hard enough to believe, a moment later, there was a light in the sky. It sucked our ambulance into it with us in it. Somehow, we survived, but then the doctor started acting strangely. Saying it out loud, it all sounds so ridiculous. Like any of that actually happened, right?
No, what you experienced actually happened. I saw the same thing in the sky. And I was here, just like you.
Where is here?
They call it Dite. To put it simply, it's a world in another dimension. A world destroyed by some unknown parasite.
Wait, unknown parasite? So when the doctor looked different and attacked me after we got here...
Yeah. We call humans that get infected by it wanderers.
And there's no cure?
Apparently not. Once you end up like that, you're just a living corpse. Only thing you can do for him is kill him. That goes for your friends, too.
You're sure about that? You guys don't look like doctors to me. Maybe a team of specialists could...
If anyone could have done something about this place would still be standing, wouldn't it?
Also, Miranda, take a look with your own eyes. Half of their skulls are gone. Their brains are replaced with crystals. Yeah, they're not coming back from that.
Maybe they just lack certain advances in medicine. And like you said, they're still living. Perhaps if we try to communicate with them, with a little persistence, we can get through to them.
Look, your ridiculous theories are an insult to every one of them we've had to put down. Trying to take some moral high ground will do jack squat for you here. If you want to stay alive, keep quiet and do what we tell you.
Without morals, we're no different from them.
No, even if we didn't have morals, we wouldn't be the same as them.
Take off your shirt.
What?
Oh, Miranda.
You're injured, aren't you? Your breathing is off. You might have a fractured rib. I should take a look at you. What are you waiting for? If you want to stay alive, keep quiet and...
Crew management is now available. Yay! So now begins the real part, well, the beginning part of base building. We still haven't unlocked all of the stuff yet. But
To make effective use of our labor source, you should assign crew members to units. Come and assign crew members here. Assigning crew members to units will ensure base camp runs more smoothly. Assign crew members as the situation warrants.
But at the moment, the only place we can really do is base development team. Now, if you look at the motivation, as they do things they enjoy, their motivation will increase, so will their effectiveness. He's completely unmotivated.
There is one item to report. When we scanned the area around the location where you rescued that woman, we detected a new memory board.
We've added this information to the situation report.
Okay, so I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, he's would work very effectively in base defense, but he doesn't really enjoy it. He's very good at it's like an expedition to go out and search for items and stuff. We don't have access to that yet, and we won't for a while, like most things. And she'll be good heading the medical unit, which we don't have yet. Yay for things we don't actually have. But as we go, we do unlock them. Heat resistant tactical lures. GD combat pants. Oh, Diamond Dog combat pants, I get it. Tactical BDU lowers, they were what I picked up, wasn't it? No, it was just BDU lowers, not tactical ones. What's the difference? Slightly more defense and durability. I'm happy with what I have. Yeah, I've got the wormhole extraction device, I just don't have the bit which allows me to pick up big boxes. Maybe CDDA doesn't have fancy graphics, but I think it has a lot more stuff to do, more variety and freedom of action. Well, we haven't unlocked almost any of the game yet. And we've only just unlocked, well, would have unlocked farms and stuff, because you got rainwater collectors, water tanks, shelters, farms, all sorts. At the moment, you would have just unlocked vegetable farms, but we don't actually have any potatoes on us. We've unlocked, we would unlock these small shelters as well. Much you lay to sleep for the night? And of course, doing some of these as well, you would have unlocked some of the advanced workbenches and stuff. I've already had them and put them down. Now the place we just were, as we were, well, the place we ran past while carrying the lady, there's actually a bit of earth in there which does have a few potatoes. So this is where you could start producing your own food. Side step, baby. Let's have a. Yeah, it was just a BDU bottoms. Let's have another talk from. Was it number 3 or was it number 4?
It has been 10 days since we lost pretty much all communications with headquarters. We have no timetable for the necessary repairs, so, on my authority, the Karen Corps is continuing its research. Unfortunately, there is data we need from headquarters, which means our research has basically come to a standstill. At any rate, I suppose I should record them.
Tutorials are very intrusive. Yes, they are, Elliot.
In our investigation.
Also necessary in most
First,
cases.
We detected a response to Kuban energy from the dust around the base camp. If we can continue our research, we may be able to harvest Kuban energy from it. We have also found areas rich in Kuban crystals, so our efforts to harvest Kuban energy, as well as increase production of devices that utilize it, look promising. We should be able to obtain all we need that way. As for the Wanderers, our current concern is their relationship with the dust. Since we've detected Kuban energy within both of them, there definitely seems to be some sort of connection. When humans who have become Wanderers absorb the dust, perhaps the Kuban energy therein crystallizes within their bodies. We'll need to study this possibility in more detail. At any rate, we finally found a much more effective way of obtaining Kuban energy than directly harvesting it from the Wanderers. This is a major advance. While the proposed devices that utilize Kuban energy have their uses, the wormhole transporter is the one that fascinates me the most. A functioning transporter would greatly expand the scope and reach of our research team. We also need to accelerate our deployment of the skill trainer, which has been stuck in the inspection phase. But I still do not understand how Good Luck ever conceived such devices. The ability to instantly transport matter or physically enhance the human body. That sounds like science fiction. Furthermore, they were both developed in such a short time, despite the fact that they use Kuban energy, an energy source we know almost nothing about. I am beginning to wonder, will I ever be able to match his talent?
Maybe, maybe not. I'm like, hey game, I'm not an imbecile. I know a lot of tutorials in games are overly a little over the top. The problem is there are people who do need them for that reason. continue in there. In fact, I wonder if all them corpses are still there. Nope. Oh, shut up, Virgil.
You should rest before you're out of gas.
Wish you could turn that off. It's like you could mute the pilot AI thing from Warframe, and you're like, oh, I wish I could do that for that. Haven't unlocked the ability to get rid of that just yet. Broken light Soviet chest rig. Is the one I can make a light Soviet chest rig or just a Soviet chest rig? Yeah, it is a light Soviet chest rig. Only reason you might really want to do them is if they have built-in perks. So sometimes the ones you find at this point in the game will have built-in perks, but up to the point I've played, you can't like add perks yourself yet. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to plant some potato fields. Make some potatoes. I'm probably gonna need to get rid of some of these blooming wholly unnecessary wooden barricades. When it comes to the base's defense, I'd make them myself, thank you very much. Elliot, you've been playing an early access game recently, and for 40 minutes I couldn't find out how to craft stuff, like at all. There was no tutorial, and the fact that I crashed, that a crashed spacecraft acts as a crafting bench wasn't very intuitive. Were you playing Empyrean Galactic Survival? No, the other much more early access game, Artifacer. They're all games I would like to play but can't play because my PC doesn't have a graphics card yet. And I keep saying that, and I could go get one, but I'm too lazy. Because I could go to CEX, a kind of second-hand trading store. It also does like new stuff as well. But I've got a bunch of old games, and I could trade them in for about 600 quid. Like some pretty rare PlayStation 1 games like Suikoden 2 and Legend of Legaia and Legend of Dragoon and stuff. And all in all, the ones I was going to trade in came to about 600 quid, so I could probably get a graphics card. Maybe, just might be able to afford one. But that would require leaving the house, and I'm a... You'd like to play Empyrean? It's the kind of game I would enjoy playing, yeah, where you build your base. I like base building games. What was it I was gonna do other than that? Oh yeah, put me vegetable patch down. More craftable gear. I should probably also re-equip, no, not re-equip, fill up my arrows, because I'm down to 27 of them. That's a bit few. Ooh, survival gear too. Small survival bag or left gadget sling. The left gadget sling does let me carry more stuff, but the small survival bag lets me carry more items in total. I think I'm going to take that. Although we're level 10, I'll probably get the special quiver, or equip that, and then take some heavy arrows with me for the extra oomph. Got a quest for me, Miranda?
Please, I want you to listen to what I have to
The
say.
container has washed up. Just a container. Empyrean feels very incomplete at this stage. Yeah, it's got nothing on Space Engineers for completeness, but it still looks like a fun game. I mean, I've watched Deca Shadow play it for a couple of years, I think, and it looks fun. Although every time it has a big update, you just have to start over. Oh yes, face plates. I forgot about those. No, loadouts, communications, nameplates, not faceplates. You get these for hitting those boxes that are like enshrined in crystal. You also get them for like having other ones. I think I got Diamond Dogs for playing Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid, this one for playing Metal Gear Solid Online free. Can't remember what that one's for. Got those for different skills. I think one was for arrow kills, one was for like melees or something. And the rest you just find. Now, the potatoes will be harvested in 211 minutes. The more people you have on development, the faster they will make. I think I got it down to about 60 minutes on my other game before I deleted it, and that was only with like a rank of C, so yeah. I think I'm also going to end it here because I do know what's coming up in the next one, and I want to keep that for the next episode because that's what I'll be naming it. Also, it's been 2 hours, I'm getting hungry, and how long are these games in terms of progression? I've been playing it in this session now for about 3 hours, and I've probably done, story-wise, about 5% of the game, content-wise, about 0.5. There's a lot of single-player story stuff. Got all the exploration to do on this, all the things to find, and then you got the multiplayer stuff. So I'd say it's a good 60 hours easy. It's like Metal Gear Solid 5. If you did the story missions back to back, it'd be maybe 2-3 hours, like most of the other Metal Gears. But if you also did like the side ops and stuff, you could stretch it out to hundreds of hours. This is the multiplayer lobby. You could invite friends. There's me in the corner. I've got amazing stats at the moment. So you can invite friends. Yeah, I've already said that. You can invite friends. I can't remember how you do that, but you do it by this, I believe. Yeah. You can send an invitation to a friend or whatnot, or join a random game. You'll set up a mission, salvage missions. There are also other types of missions as well, rescue missions and stuff, which are more complex. But salvage missions, you basically do a mission, and you got weekly missions as well. Singularities. What this will be, you'll go to an area on a map, gather resources, build stuff. Then you put this digger down, which generates resources, and you have waves of enemies come. It's kind of like a tower defense mode, in which you can play co-op. There's probably going to be literally nobody playing normal difficulty. From what I've heard, everybody's already progressed through the game and is playing it on expert and stuff. And they'll come back for like the weekly events and stuff, weekly missions. Fallen Village because of the material cases and stuff. Big rewards. But creature base levels 20 for easy, 25 or 30 for normal, and we haven't got hard or expert, so probably 50 and 70, 40, I don't know. You can get blueprints, you can get weapons, you can get all sorts by doing these co-op missions. No co-op base building, not really, no. The base building and stuff, it's all single player. If you want co-op base building, then you probably want a different game. Fortnite Save the World mode, you can play that co-op and get resources and build your base and stuff. That's quite fun. And there are other games as well, like Conan Exiles and Ark Survival Evolved. But yeah, this would be fun if you could have just like invite a couple of friends to join your single player game and go together like that. I would have quite enjoyed that. I would have loved it if one of the multiplayer aspects of Metal Gear Solid 5, one of the online missions was like sneaking missions, like from the single player game, rather than it all P vs P.
Captain, there is one item to report. When we scanned the area around the location where you rescued that woman, we detected a new memory board.
We've added this information to
Looks
the
fun, but
situation.
not a Metal Gear game technically. No, not really. It uses the Fox engine. It's, like I say, a survival base building game using the Fox engine, set in and around the Metal Gear universe. Considering it doesn't have the word tactical espionage action or whatnot, that's kind of telling. So, I'm going to be streaming Metal Gear now. I don't know if it'll be every day or whether I'll do it every Friday. I will also be streaming some XCOM. I may be streaming Surviving Mars. I'm reinstalled Final Fantasy 15 because I've got the Royal Edition. So I thought, why not? I might stream that as well. I don't know what I'll be streaming next. Put that over there while I get ready to stop the stream. In fact, let's go to the menu because that's quite loud. If you are in, well, watching right now, you could probably go to Elliot's channel. I don't know, do you stream to Twitch or do you stream to your YouTube channel when you stream? Because we're going to be playing some Stellaris in about an hour and a half, give or take, continuing the rather lengthy game we've been playing. We're at endgame now. You only stream on YouTube. Nice. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, let me know in the comments below if you're watching it post, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.